You've seen the ad. Maybe you stopped scrolling. Maybe you rolled your eyes. Sydney Sweeney, well, I don't have any idea who that is, laid out in denim, staring into the camera. American Eagle, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Cute pun, good lighting, carefully curated. But here's the thing, this isn't about beauty. This isn't about race. This isn't about Nazism. This isn't about white supremacy. It's about sales. And today, we're tearing the lid off this whole objective beauty from fashion runways to ad campaigns and exposing what's real. Beauty doesn't sell. Familiarity sells. Representation does. Data does. All right. The myth of objective beauty has always been just that, a myth, pushed by 19th century European academics, artists, scientists. They'd measure facial symmetry, ideal proportions, the golden ratios. They'd hold up busts of Aphrodite and say, this is what beauty looks like, everywhere and forever. Now, and a lot through no fault of their own. There were no African faces. There were no East Asian faces or Chinese faces or, you know, that part of the world. There were no indigenous faces like indigenous people of South America at the time, or even the indigenous people of North America at the time. No curves, no afros, no melanin. Just thin, pale European women with skinny noses, tight cheekbones, and no hips. That's not objective. That's a cultural myopia with a ruler. They weren't discovering universal beauty. They were just putting their own preferences on a pedestal and pretending that it was science. If all you ever eat is oatmeal, please don't claim that you know the world's cuisine. All right, let's fast forward to 2025. Do you think that American Eagle picked Sydney Sweeney because she fits some ancient Greek beauty formula? No, no. They picked her because she has fans. She has name recognition. The girl moves product. She's trending. And more importantly, her look still resonates with a specific buying demographic. But wait, American Eagle also runs other campaigns with curvier models, disabled models, plus size models, Black women, Hispanic women, men with dad bods like myself. So, American Eagle, if you're looking for somebody, so it gives. Because it's not about beauty, it's about who buys. If curvy, tattooed, mid 20 Latinas in Chicago click buy now when they see themselves in an ad, well, guess who's starring in the next month's catalog? If black high school seniors see a model that looks like them and decide, okay, I'll try those jeans, then welcome to the front page of the fall campaign. Folks, it's not about beauty. It's about business. These companies are just aren't trying to change the culture. They're, they're just following conversion rates. Okay, now I was listening to the radio today on the way into work. And I normally don't listen to Clay and Buck. Not that I think Clay and Buck are doing bad, but frankly, as good as Rush Limbaugh was, I didn't listen to Rush on any afternoon either. I just listened to music or I listened to Channel 148, listen to old shows, maybe a good episode of Johnny Dollar or maybe Fibber McGee and Molly. And, sorry, that's where I am. But I heard this conversation, and they had a clip from some, I don't know, some professor who was talking about all of this, especially this good genes comment had to do with white supremacy because every damn thing has to do with white supremacy. Every damn thing does. Now, there are some online thinkers, bless their keyboards, that are now saying phrases like good genes are problematic. That is dog whistle language for eugenics or white supremacy. I bet you these people aren't really fun at cocktail parties. Listen, so when grandma leans over and says, "Oh, babe, well, that baby's got good genes," she's not launching a master race, okay? She's admiring the baby's curls or the dimples or that stubborn family nose. If you look at my kid, he's got my nose. He's got my nose. But we can't let lazy thinking equate every mention of genetics with racism. White supremacy isn't when people notice family resemblances. White supremacy is when one group says our features are superior and the rest of you should be grateful just to imitate us. I should say racial supremacy says when one group says our features are superior and the rest of you should be grateful to imitate us. Now, whether those features are a narrow nose or wide hips or big booty. So let's not confuse one for the other. Let's stop being afraid of celebrating the beauty that exists across all cultures and all genetic expressions. All right, let me calm down. Let me tell you what the real standard in advertising is today, because it's not beauty, it's recognition, familiarity, relatability, and identity. We're in the age of personal marketing. The algorithm doesn't care what Plato thought was beautiful. It cares what you clicked on last Tuesday at 8:46 p.m. And the data says you're more likely to buy socks from someone who looks like your cousin in Atlanta than it's going to be modeling the socks. Okay. This is why American Eagle can run one campaign with Sydney Sweeney and another one with a plus size tattooed queer model from Brooklyn, because they're selling both to you. Folks, we're all just demographics with a wallet now. All right, let's go back to the Sydney Sweeney ad. Great genes. Huh, it's a play on jeans, right? With a G. So they're being clever. It's cheeky. But let's not pretend it's about her. It's really about you. Kind of like me, but not so much. It's about who sees the ad and says, yeah, I want to feel like that in a pair of jeans. Now, I'll say it's more about you than me because I haven't owned a pair of jeans since junior high school. I'm 64. I have not owned a pair of jeans since junior high school. I've not worn a pair of jeans since junior high school. I have never bought a pair of jeans. Never. Now I don't know. Now I'm not trying to use this as a flex, but I mentioned that because I really don't have a dog in this fight. I don't really care about jeans. They're dungarees to me, and people wear them way too many places, and they spend way too much money on them. But imagine if the ad says, "Yeah," I mean, people say, Yeah, I want to own a pair of jeans like that. And if that image sells 15,000 more units than in a traditional catalog shot, then she's the face of the next campaign. Not because he's objectively more beautiful, not because of genetics, not because of white supremacy. It's because of the data. Okay, so next time somebody tries to hit you with some tired ass lecture about objective beauty or how an ad campaign reflect real standards, then you tell them this isn't about beauty. It's about sales. It's not about standards. It's about strategy. It's not about who's perfect. It's about who makes people click buy. Because the truth is this: the faces that we see are chosen not by philosophers or painters, but by marketers with spreadsheets. And that, my friends, is the Morning Report for today.